To me, equity means everyone has access to what they need to succeed. We have the resources, the money, and the knowledge to make this reality. Still, we continue to make choices that make opportunity and resources more readily available to some than others. I live and work in New Jersey. Here, our education funding is largely based on property taxes. This means if you can afford to live in a town with large houses and expensive property taxes, you tend to have excellent schools. If you can't afford this luxury, your schools tend not to be as nice. This leads to huge economic segregation and also racial segregation in our schools.
Back in my home county of Montgomery County, Maryland, I saw the direct impacts of inequitable funding on students throughout the district. Students who lived in predominantly white and wealthy neighborhoods got the majority of funding due to property tax, while the rest of the county, predominantly Black and Latino, was often left to work with the scraps of whatever was left behind. Students in the white and wealthy neighborhoods got access to greater educational opportunities in the form of academic support and extracurriculars, not to mention newly refurbished buildings and new textbooks, while the other students in the county, predominantly Black and Latino, were not given these same opportunities to grow and live into their fullest potential as members of society.
I think one of the most important ways to support is through teacher education. What I mean by that is that teachers should not only be focusing on academic skills, but also acknowledging that we are teaching the whole child. So professional development such as culturally and historically relevant teaching, as well as empathy work, are crucial in learning environments that allow students and teachers to thrive.
If we truly believe that education is a critical part of our society, then we need to be willing to make what I think is the necessary investment to make it truly a quality education. With that reality comes an even more troubling and harsher reality. Some schools do not even have the basics. I would dare to say it is even embarrassing to see the true gap even between the under-resourced and the unresourced. Many schools are struggling to even have books to read to their students, much less for each child to have one to take home. This creates an unequal starting place for so many children that trickles down into how they exist and live in our society as adults. The starting place is not the same for all children in this country. We are an extremely long way away from all children having access to an equitable learning environment.
In order to address these stark disparities, it's incredibly important that underfunded schools are given adequate and additional funding to further boost the ways in which they are giving the students the adequate opportunities that they need. Additionally, it's important to look at the role of integration as a possible means to achieving greater equity, as putting students in schools together from different neighborhoods in order to equalize the funding that is heavily reliant on property tax may help to equalize the amount of disparity that we see between student achievement today.